So I'm here with Jay King after the Boston Celtics' second win of the season, a big win against the Washington Wizards. Unfortunately, I haven't seen the game, so we're going to do things a little differently today. Just going to ask Jay some questions about it, get his take on it. And Jay, I think the first thing that stands out, two big men who were kind of possibly out of the rotation, or at least not going to have as much of a rotation during the preseason. Big games from Jared Sullinger and Kelly Olynk tonight. What happened with those guys?
Yeah, Sullinger had just an awesome stretch in the first quarter. They didn't get off to a great start. Stevens called a timeout 2 minutes in, and then Sullinger just kind of dominated after that. 12 points in the first quarter, bunch of rebounds. He threw three pretty outlet passes, including one from his butt. Just a really good game from him. And then Olynk was great. I mean, just really aggressive, really decisive with everything he did. He wasn't just good offensively, too. Like, took a charge, blocked a shot, had 4 steals, was just really active with everything he did. Great games out of both those young guys. So that was really promising signs from those two guys.
Definitely, and I mean, obviously, promising signs from the entire offense. Just a lot of production all around. Just a big offensive explosion. Especially like you said in that first quarter. What was working so well for the offense tonight?
Everything. It was like it started off with Sullinger, and then Isaiah Thomas took over for a little while, and then Olynk had his moment. Evan Turner was knocking down shots from everywhere. It was like everything you'd want to see from their offense happened, especially after they've missed everything over the first 4 games. Having that was huge. 40-point first quarter, 72-point first half, out of nowhere, and their offense had been really bad. So finally they looked good. They had a little flow to them, and it was good to see. It felt like last year when they were really going, when they had some of those stretches during games.
Definitely. The offense, like you said, was clicking. It's interesting. We've seen so far they have roughly 1,000 bigs on the roster, but we've still seen some of the small ball lineups that we saw last year. Is that something that you think is going to continue? Do you think that we're going to keep seeing small ball lineups as the year progresses?
Yeah, Stevens said after the game that they made a decision to go skilled tonight against the Wizards, and that he anticipates that's something they'll do moving forward. So Tyler Zeller didn't play until garbage time. David Lee had limited minutes. I think that's something we'll see more of going forward. I think, they'll have Sullinger and Johnson in the starting lineup. They'll bring Jerebko, Crowder at 4, and I think that's a good decision. That was what made this team good last year. That was what differentiated them. That was what allowed them to have such a strong second half of the season. So going back to that is smart, no matter how many bigs you have.